with what you've seen and experienced and trying to answer this impossible, probably stupid question, how racist would you say America is at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
With your, you were once a part of BLM. You've written about racial issues. Someone who has their finger much more on the pulse from a creative standpoint, like being able to speak and write about things that are going on in America within that vein. How racist is America today? Because you could find any answer you want. You could find 0. You could find 120%. With what you've seen and experienced and trying to answer this impossible, probably stupid question, how racist would you say America is at the moment?
So thank you for preparing me, saying it's loaded, because it is. I don't know if I can describe America's racism based on my own experience. I will say this.
Of course.
I will say this. When people say America is racist, you can look at it this way. America is racist. America is beautiful. America has this exceptionalism to it. America is one of the greatest countries living. America, like all of these things, America actually is. America will always have racism. That's it. Full stop. That's what we will have. Now, to say America is the same level of racism, say what my ancestors had to go through American slavery, no. Same amount of racism even during the Jim Crow era. One could debate that and say it's more covert. But I would say for me, I can't compare my experience to my father. So what he has told me, I can't say, yeah, it sounds the same. No, it doesn't. Not at all. I deal with racism, but it's not every day. But I think on YouTube and like being a content creator is different because you can get it anywhere from anywhere in the world, really. Now, day to day, no, I don't experience it every day. But here's the thing. And I talked about this on a podcast. And actually this moment and it was viewed a lot, like over 100,000 times on someone else's podcast. And sometimes even if something isn't racist, like objectively, you can't call it. Sometimes because you have dealt with it for so long, like you know it's there and you've dealt with it and you know how it can look. Sometimes you don't know. It's subjective. You're like, is this because I'm Black? Or is it because they actually didn't see me sitting here? Like, am I waiting here because they're just ignoring me because I'm Black? Or is it because they simply didn't see me? Are they following me around in the store because I'm Black, or is it because I'm young looking? Are they like all this thing? Now, and some people might be like, see, well, you shouldn't be thinking about race. And, it's really easy to say that when you're not Black. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I know I've definitely sobered up to certain things that I don't think is true anymore about America. But to say, racism, like America is racist, but that's not all we are. And also, we're not as racist. So I know that question was asked on a lot. It's hard to quantify how racist we are, but it's here. We've seen countless times still with people killing people because of their skin color. We just saw this happening in a market. Like a man, like an 18-year-old man, and they love to say kid. He's a man. Or even 20, I don't know, traveled to find an urban city to kill Black people. That's exactly what he did. He wanted to start a race war, just how Dylan Roof wanted to start one. So one thing I cannot stand is when we have these conversations is people putting it on the people who talk about race or say like, talk about their experience and say, try to dilute that and downplay that and act like, but are you not aware of what's actually going on? Yeah, there's not a shooting every day, but almost every year there is a racial type shooting. There is. And not acknowledging that. People won't acknowledge that. And that's one thing I cannot stand. And I just said I can't stand a lot of things, obviously. But when people want to talk about BLM and how it's trash and all this stuff, and I want to have their commentary on that. But then I see these same people not saying a dang thing about these shootings. You're not talking about what just happened to these black people that died or these black people in the church. You're not saying nothing there. But you want to talk about how BLM is dividing people. But you won't talk about how these 18-year-old white boys go on the internet and get incentivized to think that because their skin is white, they have pride and they're going to be people are trying to like the minorities are trying to take over the country and they're trying to like get rid of the white race and they got to fight for their pride. And all this is out there on the internet. This isn't just, but no one wants to have that conversation. No one wants to go there too, but they want to talk about BLM, but they won't be talking about what could be happening in their own home with their 16-year-old kid getting, radicalized by a group of men that are telling them that, white pride and race pride and blah, blah, blah. They're talking about race with your child in the most disgusting way. But then you're just going to have a conversation just about BLM. Have the conversation there, but also let's not be blind and ignorant to the fact that racism is here. But the thing is, also, to me, I used to say, let's end racism. And that is a noble goal, but that's not real.